is someone you actually know quite well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working with these guys for a while now, for the last couple of weeks, the Maestro lineup, and Hell is a part of that. So the Welshman, you know, he's been doing really well, getting to the last 16 each time. He lost to Cooler first time, then he lost to Sturmy. He pays too much respect to his opponent when he has the upper hand. He's been absolutely playing really superbly, but he's just not putting the finishing moves on his opponents. And now he's up against, is it Pecka?
Pecka, I'm going to go with Pecka because it looks like how it's spelt, so fingers crossed it is anyway, unless he makes some kind of mistake.
Pecka or whatever. But yeah, Hell picking up his Ranger. He's only started really developing his Ranger quite recently, switching away from the Blaskovich. And that's what he prefers now because, you know, when he came up against a clutch player, he was struggling with them. So this is the counter to it, you know, that Dire Orb to get through the shield, land some big damage to be able to play aggressive against a clutch player. That's how he likes to play. And picking up a Visor as well, this is something we talked about. I mean, I try to encourage him to pick up a clutch just to, you know, get used to the movement, try and understand it a little bit better. So when you're up against that matchup, you can evolve and adapt to it. But, you know, Visor gives him options. It's very similar movement than he's used to with the Quake experience that he has, and he has a lot of it starting off in Quake 2. But he is very, very dangerous and probably the high favorite here going into this game.
Yeah, because a lot of the picks were quite, you know, the usual picks you normally see. You know, both Rangers as a start pick, and also you had Anarchy and Nyx. Normally you see them as a start pick sometimes, depending on the map, but you know that kind of made a little bit of sense. And I think the Visor and Snorlag as the final picks for both opponents, if I remember rightly. So, yeah, with Visor just in general, like I know somehow like it's a very good matchup against Nyx, but is it good against any other matchups just in general?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a good health and armor stack. I mean, he's got good movement. He's very familiar to a lot of players, and that's why I think a lot of Quake players like playing him because they are comfortable on him. And there's absolutely nothing wrong. There's no outstanding big champion disadvantage when you've got a Visor on your team. But, you know, I think there are better picks, to be honest, at the moment, but it's still not a bad pick. It just depends on the moment. And, you know, if you use that piercing vision at the right times.
That is quite true, and we're going to see if Hell does actually not just live up to his name, but his expectations as well, as you recall. And also with Pecka as well. Pecka, if it's not the correct pronunciation, we do apologise. I'm pretty sure it is, so we will leave that, we'll leave that to be. So yeah, Pekka starting with Snorlag, and Hell starting with Ranger. Ranger right now just having a look around. Now he's got Mega, just trying to see where his opponent could be with Pekka, who's got the armour. Mega and armour still not come up for another 20 seconds since they've recently picked up, and it looks like he has found his opponent with height advantage. Does try and acid, but just manages to get away. And oh, a nice rail!
Wow.
By Pekka then, so this could be interesting.
That was a great start from Pekka. Hell, really unlucky, had the better positioning for the fight. His rocket that was direct did 3 damage on the staircase, but it hit the stair and did splash instead. So he's going to be kind of annoyed about that. But he's also been hit and has to use his invis early on. He's going to try and go for the Mega, which is a mistake, and 2 champions down already. Pekka is looking very comfortable right now. He's going to jump down for this armor.
I think he's looking comfortable. The problem is, I think he's feeling, okay. I think for Hell in that game, I think he's feeling a little bit of the pressure. I think what you were saying was right. It was the mistake he made going straight for the Mega when Pekka was going straight for it, just because he had a feeling that he would go for it as well. But I think this is when you're talking about the pressure. So I'm hoping Hell, after a couple more rounds, he'll be able to get into the swing of things and actually be able to show what he can do now. So this time, instead, we've actually both gone Ranger.
Yeah, there's a question of timing as well. He took damage beforehand. He was 1 rail away from death. It was just, you know, he could have played a slow game, pick up a 25 and try and get a pick and wait until you get your invis back up. You don't want to go in those situations when you don't have it. But now he's looking more flexible, more Hell-ish, as I like to say, but landing some great rails, and he has a fantastic rail aim.
Yeah, it's looking great at the moment for Hell. He seemed to be, you know, I don't know what happened that first round, but we're seeing a completely different Hell now, and he's really showing what he can do. He's got decent armor, he's got just picked up the Mega, stacked, if anything, right now, and Pekka's on the receiving end of it. Yeah, and he's going to get caught off here as well. Great movement, but the switch is too slow. He hit the rail coming in. Questionable weapon choice. You go through a blank teleporter, you kind of think, oh, is a rail a good choice for going through here? Lands the rail, but he can't switch in time. And of course, with 1 good rocket, it just pins Hell to a wall.
and now it's a 1-1 trade.
And it looks like right now Hell's doing a great job with his rails. He's only missed like the other couple here and there, but he's doing a fantastic job keeping on his toes. Nice rockets by both players right now. And I think right now Pecka's trying to get away with his skin of his teeth with 21 HP.
Both players are incredibly low.
And it's looking that way as well, because he literally just barely picked up the orbs. And as we were saying that, he railed Hell from that range as well.
That flick shot, he heard a footstep and then just instantly just went bam to his face. Hell on the back foot now, and he's getting pressured, but he could find a frag here, 6 HP. And he's still got 75, he's not going to risk it. He's too stirred up, I feel. He could have had this frag. And there we go, with the speed boost coming in. He's going to inject himself and get his health back up. He has a little bit of armor as well, so he isn't railable. Anarchy right now. Pecka A playing a superb game and has the champion lead right now.
I did feel sorry for Hell in a couple instances. Don't get me wrong, I know they were both really weak earlier, with Pecka being only just a little bit weaker. But also, again, straight after, it's been 6 HP. Hell's is coming so close to actually manage to finishing him off. But like I said, it's Ruins of Sarnath. You're not normally a map people would normally choose, but like I said, it's the first map. Loser picks second, then the next person loser picks third if it does go to a tie break. But you know, it's just one of the situations. But it looks like Hell's literally gone straight into him with the rockets, knowing that he could potentially miss some rails. That was great play.
I mean, he had the stack advantage. He'd been working at it and managed to actually grab both the Mega and the armor beforehand. So he had the opportunity to push in aggressively, and that's what he wants to do. And you know, when you give Hell these items, you know, you're going to be seeing the devil. He's going to be bringing it.
Now that was questionable play, because considering, I know he actually went bottom mid just to try and spit Acetane, but it's very risky considering he did have all the weapons in his arsenal. But it seems like now that he actually managed to destroy Hell's stack completely with those nice rails, and now it's become quite an even footing.
My butt has clenched a little bit there. Both players on 25 HP, whoever shot the next rail was going to win, and both players decided to get out of the situation, but Hell landing the damage, chases up with the LG after taking the Mega. Ties it 1-1.
This is the Hell we wanted to see. This is the Hell we know where, you know, don't get me wrong, he may have felt a little bit pressured to start off with, but we're seeing from the flexible movement he's going at the moment and how stacked he's doing and all the pressure he's giving to Pecka. He's doing a good job right now. But by look of things, he's just picked up Mecha, he's got rockets, so he's in a good things to start with at the moment.
Yeah, hopefully Pecka can actually do something about it as well, though. I mean, I'm clearly biased, but, you know.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
But, you know, he's done very well on the first round, clearing up incredibly quickly and sort of throwing Hell off guard, making him worry. And that's exactly what you want to do against Hell. Is the more he worries, the more he falls apart. And he's landing some great damage here, Pecka. Some great rails. Oh, there's a splash. The acid. Is he going to get the health back? He does in the nick of time. Is he going to die, though? Yes, he is. The tick is too much.
Oh, that was such a shame. It was so close. I think it was literally one more tick and he would have actually
lived.
Yeah, would have actually lived, which is such a shame. But this is it's Pecka's opportunity now to actually make a comeback. Great rocket jump just to try and finish off, knowing that he's only just spawned and he hasn't got much health and armor to actually deal with. But no, Pecka right now still a little bit stacked, not doing too bad at the moment. Hoping for the next armor in the next 12 seconds with the Mega coming up right now, which I assume Hell is going to be grabbing right now, which he does know, and now he knows to go for the armor next.
Hopefully he does. He might just leave it though, but it seems like Hell is going to do that. He did have time to come down there and try and steal it. He probably has invis up as well. I imagine he picked up some time shards in between running. He's just playing a slow game, listening out for his opponent. Finds a clocker. Wow, great rocket there coming in from Pecka as he just prediction rockets up towards the top there.
I must say, in these matches so far, even though this is just a random 64, it's been very upbeat, but a lot of the times we'd expect them to have like 2 champions left and to go the full distance. But these two, we've talked about this before, where, you know, some players like to make the wait for them to make the first mistake, some people like to roam and cause them to make the mistake. But it seems like these two, or the players in general, are just all hoping to roam the mistake. And it looks like he could die here, missing too many rails, and looks like Hell just managed to rocket him after all that. It's a great play.
I mean, that was great positioning from Hell, just hold the top ground. As soon as his opponent was down there, there was no escape. He was just going to keep shooting rails like fish in a barrel. And when he decided that, you know, I'm not hitting my rails, I'm just going to put a rocket in between his feet, then he decided to make his move after that last shot, and then jumps down and finishes off the frag very easily, and, you know, ties it up here, 1-1.
Yeah, because it looks like now with Nex, he's just trying to figure out where he is. I think he has a feeling where he is at the moment. but it looks like Pecka already knows that he's coming from that way. So just having a rail off just to try and feel what's going on. Nice orb took quite a lot of damage, but it looks like he's trying to pressure Hell, but Hell just managed to ghost walk away, hoping to get the armor, which is up now, but it looks like Pecka just managed to get it. 3 HP, and he still challenges and rails him. Hell, my goodness.
Hell, bringing out that Welsh devil in him. My God, 3 HP. He committed to the fight. He wasn't going to give it up. He had an opportunity to run.
HP. Oh, and finally, he's got some ores, but I don't think that's going to last. And instead, he still managed to completely demolish him.
As soon as he drops down to the armor room, in my brain, my head is triggering me, is saying, he's got this armor, he's got a good range of weapons, he has the advantage, he's got great positioning. Do not engage. Hell ignores that sort of inner voice and decides that I've landed a good rocket, I'll make it work, and then just follows it up with some amazing damage. But Pecka, straight off the start in the second round, is already frag up. Yeah, but to be fair, normally in that kind of situation, you'd think to yourself, oh, you know what, like, you know, Hell completely demolished me, and you'd feel a lot of pressure because you think, oh my God, I've just choked 2 easy kills. But so far now, all of a sudden, Pekka's gone, right, you know what, you want to show this British heritage, you've got this Welsh heritage, you could say, and already takes out 3 champions in what, within a minute? No, that was 34 seconds. He didn't miss a single rail. The smiley comes out. I mean, the payback's real.
You could not make this up, considering how long the match was last time. And now, all of a sudden, it comes out guns blazing. I actually thought Pecka would be on the opposite end of things and probably get knocked out 3-1, but instead comes back 2-all. And now this is going to be crunch time. My heart is pounding a little bit now for Hell. I just hope he can recover this. That was a convincing round. I don't think he missed a single rail there, Pecka. He just absolutely hammered Hell and looking to find an entrance here. He doesn't have a rocket launcher, of course, but Hell's going to try and zone him out, I would hope, but he doesn't. No, he's just going to fall back after taking that round. No, he's not. Oh my goodness. You know what, that last round, I wouldn't even say convincing. I think that's an understatement. It was completely demolished. And like, for a player like Hell, exactly, yeah, he's not going to be happy. You can imagine what he's going to say right now, I could imagine. But you know what, it's 2-all at the moment, so you know these things can happen. I've seen, like, you know, some people lose 3 champions right away and then come back straight afterwards. But you know, 34 seconds to lose 3 champions, that is absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, some very, very foolish mistakes, as well as some good positioning from Pecka. It seems like he's trying to predict that he's going to come up, but Hell's doing a good play at the moment. It's waiting back, knowing that he'll do some predictive rockets and hang around the rocket side. But he seems to be in a bit of a situation now where Pecka is a little bit stacked, but it looks like now he's trying to get some close-range rails, and Pecka again. Lovely stuff. No, this was superb. This wasn't lovely. He was reading Hell like a book. He knew that he loved to hold that high ground up there. And so instead of like going the predictable route, getting the armor and being stuck chasing across the map for a long time, you know, he jumps up onto that wall, just takes his time with the rail shots, absolutely hammers it. But Hell is landing some big damage here with the rockets himself, but he's going to surely go down here. And their first map surely is now for Pecka, as we only have Visor left for Hell. He has to work his socks off for this one. I feel so sorry for him, because literally Pecka was absolutely stacked to the brink of God knows what. Oh my God, literally, he was taking him out, he picked up a Mega, and still Hell almost killed him. And Hell's probably thinking, how much health, how stacked are you? And it looks like Hell now is going to try and make this comeback. Oh my God. This is ridiculous. Hell was on 1 HP after chasing the Sorlag. He chased that. Pecka was like, I'm having you. I know that you're low. I know you're on this weak side of the map where you can be locked in. He rocket jumps foolishly into a double rail, essentially. And this could be it. Did he pick up the armor? He did. Yes, he did, barely. But the thing is, though, now they're taking so many high risks, and I think that's what they feel like they need to do in order just to kill each other. Like, they're not waiting for the first mistake at all. They're going in guns blazing, just trying to make anything happen. Yeah. And both players are doing so well at the moment. I was just about to say, Hell should use this this piercing sight early, so he could maintain that mega control, and that's exactly what happened. He forced his opponent to rotate round, and now he's stuck in this weak side of the map here by the rocket launcher. There's hardly any room to escape, and Hell is closing the gap. He's going in for the move, but Anarchy is incredibly fast. Can he land in these rockets? He's not landing these easy drop-down rockets. The strafing is becoming infuriating for Hell as he's trying to land these rails, but he got the mega. He took no damage. He's got the armor. He has the advantage going into this now. he should have died there and then. It was very, you know, it's one of those situations where you think, oh, okay, it's almost guaranteed kill, and it's a shame. But at the end of the day now, Pecka needs to try and find his feet and actually try and get this next arm that comes in the next 15 seconds. But Hell's done an amazing job coming back, considering the situation he was in earlier.
Oh, he misses. Have an opportunity for a rail. Should sort of uses the rockets first, should have railed first. And now he's been taking 2 rails. Now he's dead.
Oh.
And Pecka taking advantage of Hell's aim falling apart at the end there. He had opportunities to land in some easy damage. Hell uses the piercing sight, knows there's a range gap, but favors going in for the rocket launcher because maybe his aim was a little bit shaken on from earlier on in that previous fight. And he's kind of like, oh, I want to hit him, going up on the stairs, but he never went up the stairs. Oh, that's so gutting for Hell, and I feel his pain, but I think we're going to see a blood run here, as that's pretty much Hell's map.
These are one of his matches I am hoping it goes all the way to a best of 3. Like,
I hope
literally,
so too.
to game 3, I'm hoping that it gets to the point where literally both of them just go all out. Because if that was the first game on Sarnath of all maps as well, imagine what the next one's going to be like, especially on something like Blood Run. Yeah,
I mean, Hell's going to be panicking, I feel, a little bit here because, you know, he's only in the round of 64 right now. He's been getting to the round of 16 every time consecutively. And, you know, he's up against an opponent that is clearly doing very well for himself and putting the fear into him. And so Hell now needs to think about how he approaches this problem. How does he deal with these awesome rails coming out and these great positional awareness of Pecka?
Oh, I do not know what to say, but all I can say is that was incredible. It's just nice to see 2 players who love to take the high-risk, high-reward situations. But right now, Hell's just making a decision on the first pick, which will be Nyx. Pecka followed suit by Ranger, then Anarchy, and now he's going to consider the second one.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the same lineup from Hell here. So Ranger, and now Advisor. He's taking his time, though. Maybe a surprise slash. Oh, Scalebearer.
Well,
it's a good choice.
So, yeah, you know, that doesn't surprise me one bit. But the Snorlax for the last pick for Pecka, what do you think about that just in general?
It's great. If he's comfortable on it, he was doing great work on ruins, really well. The acid spit actually turned a lot of those games around. I mean, there was an instance at the rocket launcher in Mega Fight where he just spat from across the range, and, you know, Hell was on 25 HP, desperately trying to find the health bubbles to survive, and that acid spit turned it around. I mean, if Hell got away from that fight, he could have possibly won that round. But, you know, eliminated, and we're going to be moving on to Blood Run very shortly. And this is Hell's map's choice, and this is where he feels most comfortable. He's had so much experience in this in the past. If he does win it, I wonder what the next map he'll pick. Probably, well, what Pecka will pick, actually, for that matter.
This is definitely going to be interesting. Now, I don't want Hell to win because he's British, not being biased, obviously. But, yeah, I wanted to win just so I can see what this game 3 is going to be like. Because, like I said, there's a lot of pressure on Hell because Hell's a known player. Pecka, he's a little bit of an up-and-comer. I've not really heard of him myself, but it'll be interesting to see how he does. But what a place to actually have a name for himself now. And Machine Gun by Hell, that's absolutely incredible, but it now managed to even out the health score at the moment.
Yeah. Well, Pecka could be very, very familiar with Quake. There are a lot of players that haven't made big tournaments. There are a lot of skilled players in the Quake community, and, you know, this is the opportunity to showcase. And, you know, when this prize money comes about, this is where they come out of the woodwork. You know, they're showing their true potential here. And Hell, did he not get Mega?
I think he picked up Mega earlier, but sorry, it might have been Pecka because of the fact that he was getting machine guns like there was no tomorrow, which is why the Mega's not really been shown, and it evened out the health quite easily. But it looks like, you know, it's just going to get the armor just to be safe with the orb, just to make sure. Got a nice little rocket hit from underneath. Still making sure he has that height advantage until I say that he drops down. But, you know, he is trying to capitalise and trying to kill him whilst he's damaged, but just manages to get away. But I think he's stuck against the wall as he was trying to get away. But by look of things now, it looks like, yeah.
I was screaming in my head, why are you not switching? Why are you not switching to MG? And then suddenly he did it. And I was like, yes. But this is a fatal mistake that Hell did last week. He did not pick up an LG. Vu was saying this for so long, and Zoot is cast as well. They were just going, why has he not got an LG? It's like 2.5 minutes in the game, and he just forgets about it on this map.
Yeah, it's quite a shame because, as you know, Zoot and Vu, very knowledgeable players, and they did mention it quite a lot because I was watching it back, and yeah, they were completely right, so why didn't pick the LG that much? And again, another frag by Hell, leaving it down to 1 champion then for Pecka.
Perfectly timed on the Dire Orb. He didn't really want to risk walking it. He was scared that any bit of damage would have come flying his way, and that That little bit of damage has gone a long way here for Hell. He has an opportunity here now to stop this armor from taking, and that rail is going to do it for sure. He's going to want to pick up these health levels though. Rail is up for Sorlag, and he can't risk the rocket jump yet. He's just going to play it slow and go around the long way. Does so excellently. Gets the rocket jump. His opponent gives away his position there, but Hell's not quick enough to realize where he's gone.
Yeah, that was quite a risk by Pecka at the time because he's only on 25 HP, but he just wanted to hopefully get a quick rail just to at least damage him a little bit whilst he goes for rail. But nice rail by Hell at the moment, and yeah, you were right. This is definitely the right move, choosing Blood Run for this map.
I mean, I can't stand it when I play Hell on Blood Run. It's too difficult. It's like an uphill run. You just don't ever want to do it.
He's just that guy where it's like, why do I even put myself through this?
Yeah, exactly. Like even when on my strongest champions, I feel as if I can do well against them on other maps. It's just there's no competition here. But
now, this is the thing, isn't it, as well? It's the fact that, like, when you're playing against an opponent like that, you know, there's a skill gap where, you know, if he's not too ahead of you, you can actually learn a lot. But if there's a skill gap where they're way too far ahead, neither of you are going to learn anything really to play anything. But it looks like at the moment, Pekka's getting absolutely destroyed by Hell again, and now waiting for the next Mega Witch to appear while spawn killing. What a spawn kill!
This is superb play now from Hell. I think he's a little bit upset about the 34-second round and wants to beat that time, and it's not going to happen. Pekka's not going to give it to him. He's on his last champion, which is Anarchy. And he's just hanging around that Mega, and Hell can sniff him out. Here's the teleporter. Can he find the rocket damage? He can, but some good rockets there from Anarchy too, but only splash damage.
Yeah, at the moment, Pekka's got a lot to play for at the moment. He's only got one champion left, but now manages to come back. And now with his Anarchy, he's already used his adrenaline though. This is the problem.
Hell. That was great. He won the round, you know. He just rushed it. He knew his opponent was low after taking the mega fight. But I don't know if you saw what Hell was trying to do. So he rocket jumps towards the armor while chucking the Dire Orb, so he can basically get the armor and the mega at the same time, but mistimed the rocket jump ever so slightly that he didn't pick up the armor. So instead of going in there fully stacked, he didn't have any armor. Oh my god, that.
Yeah, Hell, that was absolutely disgusting. I'm not gonna lie.
MG there.
Yeah, but it wasn't even just then as well. His MG was actually really sick when he spawned away from the Mega Health. When picked up, you were talking earlier in the first round where they were saying where's the Mega gone? It was because Hell actually did so much damage with the MG earlier. Literally just made it look as though he's even picked him in the first place. But yeah, you were talking about before, this is why Ranger is such a good pick. Like we were talking about before, you know, get the Mega and then go straight for the armor. If you've got the opportunity to do that, then go for it. But it looks like right now, Hell is trying to end this quick.
That is very true. I mean, these have been sub-minute rounds pretty much on this map on Blood Run. I mean, Pekka can't find any room to maneuver here. He clearly prefers a larger map, and I think we're going to see Blood Covenant as the third map. It would make sense. He likes his rail, he likes his distance against Hell. And when Hell can bring in these close spaces and bring in the prediction that he's doing, I mean, it's just ours all round. And there we go. Clean sweep.
And this is why Hell chose Blood Run. But
so
yeah,
quick.
We spoke about it before where, you know, Sarnif, as a first map, you know, anything can happen because of the fact that when you're playing in the first match, you know, the map gets chosen for you, and then loser picks. But the problem is with Sarnif, it's the fact that the reason why he's probably a lot better at Blood Run is because he prefers a faster paced matchup rather than actually going for a slow map, which is quite big, such as Sarnif.
You saw earlier when we were on Ruins, right? Hell clearly at a disadvantage going into the armor room. But he just likes a close range fight. He likes to get in there, grit his teeth, and he was completely outstacked. His opponent outwitted him so much there because the Mega was up. So Hell initially thought, you know what, he's going to go get Mega, I've got time to get armor. But what happened is Pekka went, I'm going to ignore Mega and I'm going to go straight to armor. And it was such a genius move. It was just a shame that he didn't land a good prediction rocket or enough damage on the first rocket. So it gave Hell this opportunity to basically free HP him to death. But Hell likes those nitty-gritty close-range fights where he's the underdog and he just gets comfortable. He just finds a way in. But to be honest, like looking at that sort of scenario, he shouldn't have even been there. He should have just ignored it and actually double back to Mega, but he didn't. He's a very stubborn player and he wanted the the spawn frag. Oh, well, he wanted the movie frag.
It's just one of those situations, really. But from the picks, I think we only saw one change. I think Blackovich was for Hell instead. So the good thing I like about Hell as well is the fact that he isn't one of those people where I'm having this conversation, Bassett, not at all. But, okay, you're talking about before where sometimes he doesn't like to change, but I think maybe he likes to change just for like one pick here and there, which is sometimes necessary.
Well, against a Sorlag, I think it's pretty good. I mean, he doesn't have any damage reduction like the Scale Bearer or the Clutch, so, you know, there's a potential double damage LG, and Hell's LG is pretty fearsome. So
Definitely
that's probably
that.
why he's picking it there, you know, and so, yeah, more power to him in this particular case. But it's going to be fairly interesting to see this. Personally, I know that Hell likes close-range maps. I think he would be more uncomfortable not having a rail on hand. He likes to do his own rail damage. He likes to use the rail in peculiar situations, like we saw in Ruins. Go through a teleport with the rail out in a situation where he had a read on his opponent that he would be at the rocket launcher, and it didn't pay off. Even though he landed the rail, it's kind of like, come on, better weapon awareness here, Hell. You should know this stuff by now. But
well, let's just hope he keeps up the presence he did on that Blood Run game. Obviously, this is not as big as Sarnath, but I'm sure he'll do a great job anyway. But, you know, this is Pekka's pick, so this is going to be quite interesting if he does lose on his pick. But it looks like he has got the rail and the LG at the moment, and he's just waiting for any kind of circumstance for the moment, because he's not too sure where Hell is, oh, sorry, where Pekka is at the moment. But he's found him now on top rockets, and he's going to try and prepare for the next armor.
Yep, waiting patiently for the next armor, both exchanging Mega and armor here. I mean, I need to find out what this, if Pekka has rail or not. Has it been taken away? I'm sure he probably has rail. Yeah. But he's just playing this low ground at the moment, playing it cautiously. Just, I think Hell might have taken it away. Not too sure. We'll have to wait and see. This exchange will tell me. Okay, so he managed to pick up a rail, so he's going for the long-range game here.
I was quite sure he didn't know at one point, but obviously not considering because he was always next to it. So I thought to myself, okay, I don't think he's actually picked up rail, so any long-range advantage he has, he's going to capitalise on that, no problem. But as we can see now, he knows he's still hanging around the mega area, does a fake orb, and obviously gets away with it. But a nice direct rocket by Hell just then, and it looks like now he's going to try and capitalise on the situation, but he's got height advantage, and he's going to try and chase.
And another nice rocket there from Hell. He's going to read the double back situation too. This is going to be a frag, surely, for Hell. Unless another rail comes out. It doesn't in time. The Invis rocket coming out just in the nick of time. Hell picks up that first frag. He's waiting for that mega. Armor spawns up at the same time. He's going to know it too. He's just going to try and deny this rail, I believe, on the high ground.
This is a great first pick for Nyx, for Hell, just in general.
Oh, wow.
And he's keeping tabs on armor, which hasn't been picked up, which is quite surprised about.
Oh.
And again, direct hit with the rocket. See you later, Pekka. And now he's on his last one, which is Snorlax. So, you know, this is going to be interesting to see how he's going to catch Nyx.
Pekka, why did he not have the armor? Why did he forget it? I mean, maybe he looked at it, saw that it wasn't up, and just assumed that Hell has mistimed it because of his long approach onto the mega. And that's kind of messed him up a little bit. But there was an aggressive push there from the Sorlag. Gives him room for the mega. He's going to go up towards rail, and Hell's going to be ready for it. No, he turned away. No, there he goes.
I hate that. When they double back, you assume they're going to run back. That is Caster's curse, like left, right, and centre when it comes to those situations. Definitely. But you know, double back is very, very common, right, when you're trying to put your opponent off guard, especially at a tier level like this. And right now, Hell with a fantastic rail again, the second time. And now he's going to try and back off a little bit. Just try and get himself an armor. Try and get himself just stacked a little bit. Whilst Pekka's got no armor at the moment, so might not be a bad time to actually try and capitalise. But I think he is trying to wait for the armor, which he does manage to get it. Rocket and rails him again, and Hell absolutely destroying him on Pekka's pick at the moment.
That's a tasty combo kill right there. Lovely. Rockets down, using the best positioning he can, you know, hugging the wall, poking out with the rails every time, not giving his opponent a chance to even land in a fraction of a second rail, and just outstanding play there from Hell.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. His rail's absolutely on point at the moment, so I'm not too sure with the first game if it was just a map or it's just first game jitters, but it seems like now he's very comfortable, and I think wherever Pekka's map pick was, which was this map, Hell must be also very good at this map as well. But it looks like now he is trying to get the acid on him whilst we do the ghost walk, but obviously he's trying to chase it down. His Pekka's really weak at the moment, but again, so is Hell. So he's trying to decide what he's going to do, but it looks like he's going to pull back, get some health orbs, get some rockets, and potentially kill Pekka just like that.
Great positioning, repositioning there from Hell. Not dropping down for the frag, just repositioning on the high ground so he could poke away at distance, or, you know, just wait at that lift. I mean, beautifully timed, and, you know, a lot of good players would probably drop down, try and get in the frag, but some of the best players would just stay up there and go for the better positioning on that fight every time.
Yeah, so far his movement just in general has been really good. He's foreseeing exactly what's going on. His game sense seems to be quite good in terms of what he assumes Pecka's going to do next, as well as what opponents should do in the future. So right now, he is trying to stop him getting for the armor, which will come up. And it looks like, even though he's picked up the armor, it's not going to make too much difference in rails him again, but just barely misses the last rail. And it looks like now he's going to go for the Mega.
He's not going to get there in time. Hell's going to easily pick that up. Pecka, as soon as he picked up the armor, he used his speed boost, so he doesn't have that at the moment. He's going to try and pick up the time bars, and Hell, luckily, he avoids that incoming rail. He has an opportunity with the invis here. Pekka's making a run. There's the rail.
Oh, that was fantastic stuff. But to be fair, I don't feel like he needed to ghost walk them because of the fact that no matter what, even with Anarchy, he was going to run off no matter what situation. But it's good to be safe and so anyway. But yeah, fantastic drop rail by Hell at the time.
Yep, now he's just on the hunt for this final frag. With 2 rounds up. He's got a pipe of where his opponent is. He knows he's towards this mega area. He's going to listen out for the low ground. He hears it, and now this is a dangerous position for Ranger. Does he have a dire orb up, or has he used it already? He has. Now, and that's it.
Oh my goodness. People would assume this is Hell's pick, if anything, considering like what's been going on so far. But I feel like Hell now is just playing his A game. He's kind of back to normal, no pressure, and I think he's just trying to get, well, not trying to get, he is used to it now.
Personally, I mean, Pecka played a superb game on Ruins. Outplayed, outfought Hell in a lot of regards. And, you know, his rail aim was on point. And the problem is, he felt as if his rail aim could carry him. But the truth is, Hell has one of the best rail aims in the game. And so, you know, you're taking on one of the best. It's going to be difficult to match on such a map with so much experience. I mean, this is why Blood Run was a favorite for Hell, because he has so much built up experience on it over the years. So he feels incredibly comfortable. Personally, before I was trying to actually make this point earlier, is that I think Corrupted Keep would have been better just to keep the rail out of Hell's hands, essentially. Make him feel a little bit uncomfortable, not having the option to play the slower game at long range. But, I mean, look at these shots.
After saying that as well, I think he does wish that he played on Corrupted Keep. But 3 in a row, fantastic by Hell. But yeah, as you were saying before, I think with Pecka, I think the problem is the fact that he doesn't really have any information on Hell or much information about the player he is just in general. Like, I don't think he knows his rail is absolutely ridiculous. I don't think he knows that maybe Corrupted Keep could have been better for him. He might have chose this map because of the fact that with Blood Run being quite small, like also with Corrupted Keep being quite small, he probably thought to himself, oh okay, I'll try and enlarge the map a little bit like I've done with Sarnath. But yeah, now that he knows how good his rail is, I think he's kind of regretting the map pick.
Oh, interesting jump there from Hell. Or was it a rocket that knocked him back down? I think he used a wall jump just in the nick of time to stop him from taking a full rocket to the face. It would have been good if he did, but it could have been just a splash rocket preventing him from going bad. But the rockets, that was a very aggressive move from Pecka.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was questionable, to say the least. Dropping down, knowing there's a 50-50 where they could be, and having on similar health and armor, I was quite surprised he made that decision.
He had a bit of Nyx syndrome. If you're not familiar with this syndrome, it's when you get a Nyx hurt, injured, low, and you want it dead. You're sick of playing against Nyx, it's annoying, and you just want to frag it as fast as possible, and unfortunately that is a classic case of Nyx syndrome, that you just overextend and take a punishing rocket to the face.
That's a shame anyway. Like you said before, with Nyx syndrome, he came a little bit too eager. But right now, he's trying to stop him from getting the rail. I don't think he knows he actually hasn't got rail yet, but he does now. And now he's getting the armor. He can actually finally get away and get this orb. But that's very, very good play, I would say. Like, it's one of those plays where you don't know if you want to take the risk or not, but Hell did the right decision to get that wait for that Hellfall. But unluckily now, Pekka's managed to take out one of his champions, and looks like it's going to be 2 champions left for Hell.
Yep, but the Ranger comes out, and Hell is immediately going to be able to pick up a rail straight away with the dire orb. So he's going to feel very comfortable, though he's going to be slightly annoyed that he missed that rail. But is he going to keep missing rails? That's the thing, and he is. But the armor goes in Hell's inventory.
Yeah, I think it does, and it's like a shame. I think it's like 3 or 4 rails they both missed in a row, but it looks like now he loses height advantage, dropped down bottom mid, and yeah, Hell sadly just managed to get fragged. But
oh no, this is bad. Run.
As I say that, he spawns and tries to kill him, but as he tries to back off, he jacks off the bottom mid, and it looks like now Pecka's trying to catch him off guard, got to Mega, but now it looks like Hell needs to make a run for it.
To be honest, Solag was the one that needed to run there. Hell knew how low, knew it was an opportunity that he couldn't waste, but fortunately, it just turns around and Hell manages to pick up that next round. But it was interesting. Solag did some great moves with the spit onto the lower LG area. Was fantastic, and you know, he's able to clean it up very nicely here. I mean, Hell just a bit rusty at the start, let's be honest, on Ruins. Maybe a little bit fearful, you know. I think he's a little bit nervous player going into a game, expected. You know, there is a lot at stake, lots of people watching, I'm sure, and yeah, kind of messed it up a little bit. But he got into the swing of things again, warming himself up on Ruins, and then, you know, with the Blood Run pick, he realized how much ahead he was. He knew that he could take, you know, liberties against his opponent. This moment here, it's like, you are insane.
Some of the risks he actually took as well, just the fact that he was on 20 HP and would poke out of a rail anyway. This Hell player is literally one of those guys where it's high risk, high reward all the way, even if the littlest difference it makes.
Pecka here was so smart. Pecka, I love his thinking, how he repositioned himself for that fight and took his time with it.
Definitely. And it's like, you know, his rail wasn't too bad as well, but Hell really did show, especially on this map, how good he was, just in general, with the knowledge on this map and how it should be played. And with the spawn kill like this one, which is about to come up, it was unbelievable. But yeah, not bad by Pecka. He was trying to actually throw an orb to get the Mega as well as he was trying to get the rail, but it looked like sadly just missed out.
Yeah, a little bit greedy on that one, but in the end, it worked out in his favor. He was very comfortable. He could use and do all these kind of unique tactics that he wanted to experiment with, and it's kind of good when you can do that, when you have that flexibility. But again, great positioning, great rockets. You know, the rocket knock up rail, back into cover, wait for the reload, bam, back out for the rail.
And this moment here when there's 3 rails in a row, Hell, yeah, it looks like, you know, you've proved a point. He has got one of the best rails we've actually seen. So yeah, it looks like your boys actually managed to get through no problem.
Yeah, but when his rail's off, it's off, and it affects his entire game. And
it seemed like a bit of both. Sometimes it was really on, and then you saw in a few situations which was really off, which is a shame. But you know, he made it through, which is the main thing anyway, onto the round of 32. But we will be back in a few moments where we go to the round of 32 onwards, so stay tuned for that.